Good day, everyone. Welcome to Life Sciences Grade 11. My name is Duduzile Kupeka. The topic for today, we are wrapping up human gaseous exchange. The whole topic there, we are wrapping it up today. We are continuing with the activity we were doing yesterday because we didn't finish it. So we are finishing up that class activity. This was a bit of revision we did together. Remember, I'll pass through those quickly. Labeling this diagram, A is the thyroid cartilage, B is the trachea, C is the bronchioles, D are the three lobes as the right lung. This is the right lung. D is the pleura. F is the left bronchus. I'm trying my pen. There, F is the left bronchus over there. It's like those branches. G is the alveoli. That's the most distinct structure you should actually remember. H is the diaphragm. And then I want to quickly jump to today's work. Yeah, that's question 3. We're continuing with question 3. The diagram shows a small part of the lung from a smoker and a non-smoker. Both are drawn to the same scale. A, what part of the lungs is shown? What is this diagram here? It shows which part of the lungs. I'm gonna wait for your answer. What part of the lung is shown here? Look at this picture clearly, and I'm gonna take you to that diagram. I did it on purpose that we go through the diagram. Look at this one here. What part of the lung is this? That one that I was showing you in question 3. It looks like which part over here? This one, right? These ones here. There, that's that part, you see? That's the part I'm asking about here. What is that part called? It is the alveoli. So you see the alveoli here and there. And then B, so this is a structure of an alveoli. It's a sac-like structure, you see? That's where the diffusion occurs between the oxygen-rich air and the blood capillaries. And then number B, write down 2 differences that can be seen between the 2 lung parts. And in each case, suggest why the difference would make the smoker's lungs work less well. So look at the 2 lungs over here, the 2 alveoles over here. When you compare them, this one here is that of a non-smoker, and the one on my right is the one of a smoker. How when you compare these ones, also suggest why this difference will make this smoker's lung work less well. What exactly is it about this lung, this part of the lung that would make it less well? First of all, the surface area. The alveoli surface area for this one is smaller. Look, compare the 2. The non-smoker's lung has a larger surface area compared to the smoker's lung. Why? Because the tissue hardened. Tissue hardens, then it gets thicker. You see, unlike this one, it gets thicker. The tissue hardens because the smoke that you inhale, the tar stays on this part of the lung, stays on the alveoli, it builds up. And remember the requirements for the gaseous exchange organs are that they must be, wait, let's go back to that part actually. Requirements of gaseous exchange organs. I wanna go to that slide. Here, features of what? Of efficient gaseous exchange organs of organisms include what? It has to have a large surface area. It needs to be thin. It needs to be moist. It needs to be well ventilated and protected. And it also needs to have a good transport system. So these 5 are the requirements for efficient gaseous exchange organs. If the gaseous exchange organs meet these requirements, then gaseous exchange in that particular organism will happen optimally. When there's a large surface area, when it is thin, moist, well ventilated and protected, and has a good transport system. So now what exactly, let's look at this one we are looking at right now. This lung here, this alveoli here, it's thicker. When it gets thicker, because of the tar buildup, it does what? It hardens. Then there'd be less oxygen. Why? Because now surface area is decreased. There's not enough space in here. Let's say here you can hold, you can hold about how many? Let's say you can hold a bucket. It's the same. It should be supposed to be the same. What? I want to make an example. Yes, you see in a plastic bottle. If you pour cold water in a plastic bottle, it will just be there and it won't change the shape. What happens if you put boiling water in a plastic bottle? Then the plastic bottle will shrink, right? It will shrink. It's still the same plastic bottle, but because the hot water is disturbed and disrupted that structure, it would shrink and it would hold less water. Try that example. That's what happens over here. This is a healthy lung, so it's like that plastic bottle with cold water. Then this is the lung, or the alveoli of a smoker, where you have poured hot water, like the example of the water bottle, but this one now, it's the smoke, which caused it to shrink. Therefore, it lowers the surface area, meaning the volume as well in that here, in this here, it has lowered, has decreased. Then it will be able to only hold less oxygen. But in this one, like the plastic bottle with cold water, it can still hold more water. Here, this alveoli can still hold more oxygen, but this one will hold less oxygen because of the surface area as well as the thickness. This here has a large surface area and is thin. This one now has a lower surface area and is thick. That is why. And then second part is that the bronchus is smaller or narrower. Look at here. This is the bronchus, right? That part down there. Let me highlight it here. This part over here that goes down, that's the bronchus. This here is thick and large. This bronchus is shrinking. If you can see, it's going smaller. It's changing. It's getting narrower here, narrower. It has shrunk in size. That means less oxygen can pass. So it's all about the oxygen. So look at the structure. Like I always emphasize, form fits function, and organs which have a large surface area tend to function much better. And this one has a lower surface area, and now it's even shrinking the bronchus, so less oxygen can be able to pass through. Eventually, as it's getting narrower and narrower, it might even end up blocking over there because it's getting narrower and narrower, it's closing up. And then C, question C, are you still okay? Stop me, feel free to stop me if I'm moving too fast. C, name 2 substances found in tobacco smoke, and in each case, say what effect it has on gaseous exchange. 2 substances that are found in tobacco smoke, and in each case, say what effect it has on gaseous exchange. The first one is nicotine. It has a variety of effects. It competes for oxygen. You remember nicotine, it competes for oxygen. It is poisonous in that way. It competes for oxygen, and then it would bind with hemoglobin instead of the oxygen binding with hemoglobin, because they're all fighting to bind with the hemoglobin. And then the other one is the tar, which destroys the lung surface. So those are the 2 substances, nicotine and tar. Nicotine competes for oxygen and tar destroys the lung surface. Then question 4, use your knowledge of respiration to explain each of the following changes that take place when an athlete runs in a race. What are those changes that occur when an athlete runs in the race? A, the athlete's breathing rate increases during the race. Why is the breathing rate increasing during the race? The breathing rate increases. That's what happens when your breathing rate increases. That's when it's because the body requires more oxygen. So when it requires more oxygen, it will increase your body rate, your breathing rate, so that more oxygen can get into your system. Why do you require more oxygen? because you actually require more energy. That's why. So it's firstly because you require more energy. It is the energy that is being depleted. Your energy it's decreasing because you are running and you're using up your energy. So the body will need to make more energy, and in order for it to make more energy, to produce more energy, it first requires the input of oxygen. So that's why your breathing rate will increase, so that your energy levels can increase, so that that oxygen can then be used to make the energy to increase your breathing, to give you more energy, to supplement for the energy you are losing. And then B, the athlete's heart rate increases during the race. So here in A, we are dealing with breathing rate. Ne? In B, we are dealing with the heart rate that is increasing. Why is the heart rate increasing then? Heart starts to beat faster to supply the muscles with more oxygen. Remember that the oxygen-rich air will be transported to the lungs, ne? And then there'll be a pulmonary vein that will collect all this oxygen to the heart. And then from the heart, it will be pumped to the rest of the body's organs that might need the energy or the oxygen supply. In this particular case, when you are running, all that oxygen, more of the oxygen will be directed to the brain and the muscles. Those ones will take priority when you, in such cases where you are running and you require more oxygen. It's the same way when you are faced with the fight or flight response, your heart will beat faster so that more oxygen is pumped to your brain and your muscles where there is an immediate need for energy and oxygen, right? So it will pump faster so that it can supply the muscles as well as the brain, guys. You can include that, there's muscles and the brain, because the muscles, particularly the muscles, are the center of what? Of energy. That's where most energy is stored. So it can quickly produce the energy that you require whilst you are running. That is why, or whilst you are playing that particular sport, high jump or long jump. So that is why energy will be taken there, then the oxygen will be broken down to produce energy. I hope that is clear. And then next up is question C. The athlete's breathing rate increases the athlete has a muscle cramp. Okay, when an athlete has a muscle cramp, what happens then? Why does the athlete have a muscle cramp? It is because of the lactic acid buildup in the muscles. As you are running, the lactic acid buildup, particularly during anaerobic respiration, whereby it's occurring without oxygen. So there's lactic acid buildup in the muscles because too much carbon dioxide is released and not taken out of the body. Remember, when too much carbon dioxide is in the body, in the blood's pH level will lower. And when the pH level of the blood lowers, that means the acidity of the blood increases. The blood becomes more acidic. So that's when the lactic acid is building up in the muscles, then you'll start cramping up. It's because too much carbon dioxide is there and lowered the pH level of the blood, making it more acidic. Then that's when then it is not released, then the lactic acid builds up. Is that clear? I hope it is. Question D, the athlete pants for some time after finishing the race. So after finishing the race, you'll pant, like you'll be breathing heavy, like, you see, because you're tired. The race is finished now, but you are still panting. Why? Even after you have stopped running, does the panting not stop? Why? Do you know why? Okay, the panting is the way to return the body to a steady state of homeostasis again. More oxygen is needed, so the athlete breathes very fast to supply the oxygen demand. Because you ran an entire race and you are tired, your energy reserves are low. So the body will require more and lots of oxygen so you can return back to the steady state of homeostasis. What is homeostasis? It's the balance in your body where it brings back your body to a state of balance. Remember, how is that balance achieved? Your body, it has homeostasis occurs in various organs for different reasons. It can control your carbon dioxide and oxygen concentrations. They must be at optimum levels, meaning they must be balanced. They must be at their best levels to allow the body's optimum functionality. Also, there's a regulation of water and salt concentrations, which is osmoregulation. There's a regulation of temperature, which is called thermoregulations, and different organs are involved in all of those different types. There's a regulation of the sugar content in the body, and then you require insulin or glucagon to regulate those conditions. And there are disorders that arise from a depletion or imbalance of these things that I've mentioned. So homeostasis is there to maintain balance in your body. When there's too much carbon dioxide and less oxygen, it will want to bring back your carbon dioxide to normal levels and oxygen to normal levels so your body functions optimally. So suppose for example, thermoregulation, you need your skin, your body needs to be at constant temperatures of about 37 degrees Celsius. But it cannot happen that you are feeling too hot. Let's say you have a fever and your temperature is about at 39 degrees Celsius. That is not good for you. So through homeostasis, your body will perform particular regulations to bring it back down to this level. And should your temperature drop, and maybe it's at about 35 degrees Celsius, then again, some regulations will happen so that the temperature is brought back to this optimum temperature of 37 degrees. The same applies for carbon dioxide and oxygen. Your oxygen needs to be kept at certain concentrations, and a carbon dioxide needs to be kept at certain concentrations in your body. So in case you are running now, you are losing more oxygen and you have more carbon dioxide in your body. The body will then make sure that it brings the carbon dioxide levels back to normal. Through what? When the carbon dioxide is in the body, it will increase. Remember I said it will what? Increase the blood, it will make the blood more acidic by lowering the pH. Then the medulla oblongata through chemoreceptors be sensitive to that change. And then it will ensure that your breathing rate increases and your heart beats faster, your pumps blood faster, so that you are able to intake more oxygen. That's why as you are panting, you are breathing faster, you are getting in more oxygen and releasing more carbon dioxide to bring your body back to balanced and normal optimum levels. That is why you would pant like that. Wow, that was quick. Okay, we are done now with the topic now. Are you okay? This is it. Next week we'll start off with a different topic. Are you okay? I know Butle talks to me quite often, so Butle, I'll still send you the marked work, ne? And thank you so much for your participation. Everyone, that was quick today. It's a good work. We've pushed a lot with this topic. And now we will move on to the other one. I'll try and, at least with this one, we did a lot of activities in class as well. I'll continue the class activities and homework because I see that they help. Ne? I accessed this work from the Via Africa Grade 11 Learner's Book, which you can access from the Snaplify app for free. I don't think I emphasized this enough. It's free of charge. You download the textbooks for free. So if you need any textbooks from any subject, go download it. It will be free until December this year. So go check it out. It will be very helpful for you. For more information, you can check social media Africa 10 Geeks, as well as www.africa10geeks.co.za. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Please take care of yourselves. Bye.